A very good morning. EURUSD has continued to push up higher since yesterday evening once Trump announced that new tariffs would be imposed on both allies and non-allies. Good morning, guys. My name is Fabio, and as always, we dive into the market updates and into the major dollar pairs, more specifically, seeing where they could potentially be heading next. Now, again, this is a tariff-driven market, which is currently in a consolidative phase where we have yesterday swept the low underneath this 4-hour fractal low, and ever since then been aggressively reversing in towards the upside. Now, starting here on the daily time frame, we can see that we are still respecting this overall daily imbalance candle, and that is still acting as demand and pushing the market up higher as of now. Now, obviously, the overall momentum is still very bullish here on EURUSD. We can see, first of all, that EURUSD from a daily time frame perspective is still swing bullish. Second of all, it is also still fractal bullish here on the daily time frame as well. Therefore, you want a lot of confirmation before getting into any potential shorts on EURUSD to trade the potential pullback back down in towards where we'll in towards, for example, the 0.5 fib or in towards, let's say, this overall weekly area of demand. Now, to trade that overall pullback, I need to see confirmation on the 4-hour time frame. And on the 4-hour time frame yesterday, we did indeed see some form of confirmation due to the fact that we had a 4-hour fractal structural break right over here. So this 4-hour fractal structural break came and it pushed the market slightly down lower, but then again, not with a lot of conviction. Overall, we can clearly see here on the 4-hour time frame that as soon as we close underneath the 4-hour fractal low, boom, straight away we reverse back in towards the highs, and we have also not yet broken that overall daily demand zone, for example, with a little bit of a stronger push down and then the overall retracement. So this is a retracement indeed after the 4-hour fractal break. So it could indeed make sense to look for shorts from this area of supply in towards the downside, but I will be looking for confirmation in the form of, let's say, the 1-hour market structure. So here on the 1-hour time frame, for now we can clearly see that the overall fractal structure remains bullish. In the overall impulse down, we had a liquidity high being this little bump in the road here. So this is a push down, pullback, push down. Therefore, I consider this as liquidity. We took out that liquidity. You can see the market starts to slow down, but still too impulsive, continues pushing up higher. Fractal break up, fractal break up. So we're still fractal bullish, and therefore it's still way too early to look for those shorts. Now, coming into this 1-hour kind of area of consolidation, we have a strong candlestick over here, with this candlestick being a strong area of 1-hour supply due to the fact that it kind of like took out the liquidity that was resting above the range. So what I'll be doing is I'll be waiting for EURUSD to push up a little bit higher, and then I'll want to see some 1-hour confirmation, like a double 1-hour fractal break, for example, before getting into any potential shorts, so that I don't just buy into the overall, let's say, upside continuation, due to the fact that the daily obviously is still very, very bullish. So overall, again, daily fractal bullish, daily swing bullish, daily demand is situated over here. So confluences on the daily for shorts are not there. 4-hour time frame, 4-hour swing is bullish from this low in towards this high. You can see we make around a 0.382 retracement. It's a fib level that I don't really use, but you can use it at some times. So you can see around to that 0.382 fib retracement, the market retraces. And now it's continuing to push up higher again. So the fundamental news obviously came out again that Trump announced that he's going to be imposing tariffs on allies. So last time that we saw this was back in April. What happened then? Well, we saw the dollar sell off. So that again could happen in this situation where we see upside from EURUSD and people start putting their money again back into the euro as opposed into the dollar. And therefore these shorts could completely not work out, because the only confluence there is for potential further downside pullback is the fact that we've had a 4-hour fractal break in towards the downside, and that we still have not yet retraced into, let's say, the 0.5 fib. For the rest, we're still inside daily demand, daily fractal still bullish, and daily swing still bullish. So it is a very risky short, and therefore I would definitely advise that if you are looking for those shorts, wait for confirmation inside that supply zone in the form of a 1-hour fractal break before going shorts. If we break that high, then you break again the 4-hour fractal high over here, then I'll just look for the upside continuation again. So that is as simple as that. So preferably looking for longs until once the 4-hour fractal high breaks. Before the 4-hour fractal high breaks, you could look for another push or another drive in towards the downside, but then definitely wait for, let's say, a double fractal break on the 1-hour time frame to get that additional confirmation for that short position on EURUSD. Now, looking here at the dollar index. The dollar index has filled that gap that we had over here. So that gap has now been filled. You can clearly see there was a gap here which was formed on the 26th of June. That gap got filled, and we have ever since started pushing back down in towards the downside. Well, again, perfectly normal because we need to make a connection with this overall fire demand zone. Here we have kind of like a low, which is acting as liquidity. So once we tap in towards there, we could see another drive in towards the upside. Once this current fractal low breaks, that is when I'll definitely be looking for a lot more shorts from the dollar, because that would be a fractal low break on the daily and a fractal low break on the 4-hour time frame as well. So for those shorts on dollar to start playing out again, waiting for the current fractal low to break, and then I'll definitely get into a lot more shorts again on the dollar index, meaning a lot more conviction into those EURUSD buys. For now, again, demand here, it remains in control on the 4-hour time frame, and the daily fractal structure is bullish as well. So you could look for longs on the dollar once we retrace in towards there, and more specifically in towards that, let's say 4-hour demand / order flow. For now, current fractal low, current fractal high, we're inside the 0.5 fib of this overall fractal leg up, so it makes sense to look for one more drive up again. So keep your eyes open. We still have kind of like this gap, for example, over here to fill at around 98.49, so that is still also open for potential long opportunity in towards there. Now, moving on into AUD/USD. AUD/USD retraced back up fully. Overall, not the cleanest price action, but we are currently back inside where? Inside daily supply. So this daily supply is part of the bearish daily fractal structure. And again, if we look at this from kind of like a swing perspective, AUD/USD is not the cleanest, but you could say that this is kind of like your swing up, and that we still need to retrace back down in towards the 0.5 fib, or at least back to the beginning of this overall kind of like trend line over here. So let's see what happens. Daily fractal is bearish. We're inside daily supply at the moment, so inside those daily imbalances. We're inside premium. So shorts, yes, could definitely play out. So I'm going to be monitoring here the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame here is inside this kind of like supply zone. So let's see what the 1 hour does inside there. Obviously, you can straight away see there's an initial reaction, but now I would want to see like a 1 hour fractal structure shift, which would mean either one more drive up and then the breakdown and then look for shorts, or we see the confirmation in towards the downside from here, the retracement, and then the downside continuation. So that's what I have for AUD/USD from a, let's say whatever perspective. The lower time frame is not clean enough. From the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame, you could look for shorts, but definitely wait for confirmation, because otherwise this can just keep driving up. And again, if there's any kind of like news headline that tariffs are going to be postponed, then obviously AUD/USD will be driving up higher as well. Going into GBPUSD, this is one of the positions where I'm more kind of like favoring potential downside. Again, GBPUSD pound fundamentally is bearish, as there are definitely cracks in the overall UK economy. There are a few reasons why I've analyzed that, but I'll be sharing that inside the Discord server. So make sure to join, link in the description of this video. For now, GBPUSD has reacted here to the daily supply zone. Obviously, the daily fractal flip bearish, so push up, push down, push up, push down. Fractal break in towards the downside after sweeping liquidity above this daily swing high. Not sure why it's not showing. Yeah, so above this daily swing high. That can obviously provide us with kind of like for the downside. Now, the thing is here with GBPUSD is that obviously we've already retraced now exactly in towards 0.5 fib. And again, the 0.5 fib acting as a beautiful area of support and resistance. Now, overall, I am favoring kind of my high probability longs to happen from this sell for the buy candle over here. So this is kind of like my favorite area to look for potential longs from. Obviously, we're inside the over order flow, and we're at the 0.5 fib. So at any point in time, the market can just continue pushing up higher. So for that to happen, it's a little bit complicated, because the thing is here that we took out these kind of like lows here, and then ever since the market's kind of like found support. Well, you know that when I look for trades, I want 4-hour confirmation. And the thing is that the 4-hour fractal is all the way here. So I would prefer one more sell-off in towards the downside and then get the structural shift, because then we have a demand zone, fractal structure shift, and we can look for those longs again. So yeah, I would prefer another drive down here on GU. But that means that, okay, the dollar is now inside an area of demand, or is nearing that area of demand that I discussed at the beginning, and the pound itself is fundamentally bearish. So that could mean that GU shorts could definitely play out today. I'll be monitoring the 1-hour time frame and the 15-minute time frame. Let's see if we can liquidate this high and then maybe see some bearish confirmation. Overall, for now, the 50-minute swing is definitely bearish as well. I'll be monitoring kind of like this high and this low. Let's see what happens. Maybe some 50-minute fractal confirmation could provide us with a nice shorting opportunity. I'll be looking more at 50-minute time frame as well for you guys, because I know a lot of you love it and love trading the 15. Like over here, it's very simple: break of structure up, and then we would say like a break the structure up, then here the break of structure down. So that would mean that this is now your swing high, this is now your swing low. Then the market on the 15-minute time frame makes retracement to exactly the 0.5 fib, and then from there we start to sell off. So again, what you then want to look at is that this is, let's say here we have the break of structure down. That broke this market structure up, the internal structure. And then at this point in time, this is your swing high and this is your swing low. We've already retraced into kind of like the premium. So shorts are well priced for GBPUSD. So, I mean, I am looking for shorts on GU until we kind of like see any bullish confirmation. So bullish confirmation could, for example, be, again, kind of like breaking the fractal highs again. But for now, I'm just kind of like looking to take out yesterday's high of the New York session and then kind of like look for potential sell-off on lower time frame confirmation. If there's no lower time frame confirmation, we just let it ride up higher. NDUSD has retraced in towards the 0.5 fib. Obviously, for me, this is kind of like an end game. This is like a move that I was waiting for a long time. Overall, we've taken out these ascending lows. 0.5 fib reached. For now, bearish order flow is still in control. Obviously, this is kind of like your bearish order flow, and I would only be looking for longs once the current fractal high breaks. So I prefer another sell-off and then maybe kind of like this, because then the demand zone is a lot better priced than if you wait for this, because then you're kind of like already trading at a very high level in the premium. So that's for NDUSD. Shorts not really on the table anymore for myself. Maybe one more in towards this hammer candle, but very risky to take. If we do push up a little bit higher in towards here, you could monitor the 1 hour time frame for a potential short position. Going to USD Swiss. USD Swiss has started to sell off again, and this is kind of like what I'm looking for on GBPUSD, kind of like a takeout of the high and then some lower time frame confirmation. Looking for this to sell off potentially again. Let's see how the market reacts to these tariffs from the US. 1 hour fractal low break again happened here. For now, just follow the bearish order flow in towards the downside. Daily imbalance candle here. Daily fractal structure is bearish. Daily swing structure is bearish. There's nothing really to push this up higher at the moment, so I would just look to scale into those short positions. USDJPY pushed up higher again yesterday as we kind of like checked out. Overall, it's a very consolidative pair. It's kind of like at the top of the range again where we're trading inside of. So I would start looking for kind of like a pullback trade in towards today on the lower time frame. On the 4 hour fractal, we've already seen a bearish shift. Now you just need to wait for, the 4 hour hasn't seen a bear shift yet. Once we break this low, you can look to trade kind of like the pullback back down in towards this demand zone. We have ascending lows here. So yeah, there's some potential downside for UJ incoming, in my opinion. And gold bought, guys. A lot of people commented yesterday, no, it's going to head down lower because we still have the equal lows over here. I think this is the one. Opa, that's not the horizontal line. I think you guys are referring to this low. Yes, I understand where you are coming from. But for me, it's on the future chart has already taken out that low. And that low was this low over here. And we've already retraced into this daily demand zone here as well. Sorry for my voice, it's cracking. Seems like I'm 16 again. So the daily demand has already been hit. Liquidity has been hit. Daily fractal structure has been hit. So I'm just looking for this to continue to buy up, guys, into the all-time high. So yeah, I'm only interested in further longs. And I bought yesterday as well at the lows. At around, what was it, here. So let me show you what I mean with here. So here we have the demand zone on the 4 hour time frame. We tapped into that 4 hour demand zone. Then I went to the 1 hour time frame, and on the 1 hour time frame here we had the bullish fractal structure shift. So that was a nice entry possibility. And on the 30-minute, you also had a double fractal break over here. So after that descending corrective price action, we get the bullish confirmation, and then I place my stop loss underneath the lows, and you just target a new higher high. Well, obviously we hit the 1 to 3 risk to reward. But I'll be looking for more longs in towards the rest of today. What happened this morning is that we swept this low over here, and now I'm just looking for upside continuation once again. So let's see if we can break this current fractal high and yeah, get some more upside, guys. So let's see. Another fractal break here would be very good for a yeah, long opportunity, in my opinion, to take out these descending highs. So yeah, that's what I have for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Wish you all a fantastic trading day and speak soon.